Yeah, thanks to the organizers for giving me this opportunity. And I also thank the audience in advance that you are listening to me. So I just give you, I have a totally different, different perspective on these associations. Though I don't run a library association, but I work for a foundation of a non-governmental organization. Just to give you some background, during 1900, the India's literacy rate was around 3%. Around 40s, it is about 30, 50s, 60s, it is now currently 67%. So India is a country of 120 million people, that is 120 crores. So each percentage in the literacy moves up. That means 1 crore is adding to your bank of, our friends of the libraries. What I am saying is, and also in India, 35% of the youth, which are below 35 years, they constitute 35%. It's a very, very strong group. 50% are women, and 20 to 25% are people above 60. So we need basically, good social spaces in the country. I don't think we have any good social spaces available in our country in the cities or rural areas. So that's where the demand for public libraries, if somebody is saying 60,000 currently, so look at the number of youth you have, number of old people you have. So there is a greater demand or need for public libraries than in the past. So according to the WHO, 50,000 people, one primary health center should be there. So for our public library, at least for one PHC, there should be at least 4 public libraries should be available as a standard. So far, we have been discussing about the associations. Basically, it's a professional association to network among ourselves professionally, share your knowledges, training programs, etc. But we are forgetting 2 other important people in the whole process. See, one is the librarian is the person or library profession between the user and the funder. For any library, whether it could be public library or private library or NGO library, somebody is paying for you. So he is a stakeholder, and also somebody who is also using the services, they need to be also taken into consideration. So why I am saying is my recent experience is in government of Telangana, there is a Public Library Act where 8 paisa out of property tax of 1 rupee goes to the library as a cess. I filed a RTI application with the government saying what is the property tax you have collected in the last 10 years and what is the library share, how much you paid. So the reply now today, thanks to RTI Act in this country, that we can ask for any information. To cut it short, in the last 10 years, the GHMC, the Greater Municipal Corporation of Hyderabad, collected 339 crores. It's a huge amount. And what they pay to the association is only, the library is only 38 crores. That means still they owe 331 crores. So after this we discussed, so there's a lot of friends of libraries, a lot of associations, a lot of members, lot of bureaucrats within the government. They have agreed to come and participate. So what I am saying, these kind of association also we need to build beyond our professional associations, because they are the friends of the library. If you have this conference, I am sure user side, if some people would have participated, that also would have given a new dimension. So I think definitely we look at the madam today, tomorrow you are going to do a workshop. I think also we need to look at this dimension. The foundation which I run in India, Rural Library Foundation, these are all the virtual associations. In Andhra Pradesh, from every house there will be somebody settled in America, in software profession or other professions. So as part of the giving back to the society, so they have a virtual association in America called North American Association. They have association in the UK, Australia, and Canada, all these countries. So virtually they talk to each other every day. I mean, it's basically networking. They are the fundraiser people, they are the funding organizers. So basically once we get the funds in India, we just implement the project. We set up the libraries in the rural areas, either in the schools or community. But basically, these associations, also user side and also fundraiser side should be also taken into consideration. So this is a new dimension which we need to look at. So in this context, what I would like to say is that in India currently, there are so many NGOs funding the libraries. Now here, after coming here, I've come to know many organizations who are funding, be it an international organization or national or state level, but we are all working in isolation. Today, I do not know what the other person is doing. Bread is doing in Andhra Pradesh, I don't know, because I also work in Andhra Pradesh, but I don't know what the others are doing. So if we don't know within the each state, there are so many things are happening in isolation. So the country like in India, such a large, vast country, so we don't know what each others are doing. We are doing the same thing, duplicating, etc., all the work. So I feel this is the best forum to start at least a public library association funded by NGOs. I think that's the first thing we should be able to, I think, start from this conference. That is one recommendation I would like to make. So in nutshell, what I want to see is make the stakeholders also part of the associations. Look at that dimension. So with this, I conclude my talk, and thank you once again.
Thank you, Sudhakar ji. Now.